Hey everyone, and welcome back to Ontario Cryptids. Today marks episode 195, and every fifth episode, I'd like to cover some clips that you may not have seen before and tell one encounter story. Before we get started, I would like to wish you all a happy new year. I would like to toast the new year by wishing you all have a bright, healthy, prosperous, and hopeful 2024. Let's make sure we celebrate every day going forward, making each day your best day. If you have an encounter story that you would like to share, then please forward your stories to OntarioCryptids@gmail.com. I would be honored to share your story with like-minded people. Now sit back and relax as we begin with today's episode. This first clip was posted to Instagram by Antonio the Leo on April 23rd of 2023. It seems to be a very gloomy day where Antonio is recording a rainy, windy afternoon. But let's take a listen to what he hears in the background.
Lighten up now. Crazy. It's like a trumpet. It's like a judgment trumpet.
Did you guys see that? As soon as the trumpet sound started, the street lights flash on and off. Take a look again. I'm going to repeat this 3 times. Correction, it's not just the street lights. It's all the lights. Even the lights on the houses seem to go off and on momentarily. On March 23rd of 2022 at 10:48, a trucker by the name of Danny Ramirez stops for a break at Highway 97 rest stop in Oregon. He's sitting in his rig when he starts hearing this.
Started to hear stuff out here. I'm over here on 97 on the rest stop, and I don't know what the hell is that. What the heck is that? What the absolute heck is that?
Is it a wolf howling or a Sasquatch?
Starting to regret that I stopped at this rest stop. What the? And they say Bigfoot isn't real? I don't even want to stick my arm out the window.
Let's hear that again.
Starting to regret that I stopped at this rest stop. What the? And they say Bigfoot isn't real? I don't even want to stick my arm out the window.
Oh, and comment below. In In this third clip, which was posted to TikTok by user Louise FR, we can see an enormous humanoid figure standing on a mountain. This clip is taken in Mexico near Aguas Calientes. In the clip, we can hear Louise say, "There's a giant over there. Look at it moving." Let's take a look at the clip.
Yo veo un gigante ahí arriba. ¿Qué será? Se mueve, se mueve.
What do you make of this clip? Leave your comments below. Okay, so this story takes place on March the 16th of 1934. We're going to be heading to Lewis County, Washington, and the nearest town city is Chehalis. Now, this comes from a newspaper article, as you can tell, 1934, and the area would have looked totally different than what it does today. I'm sure a lot of these cities were not cities, but towns, and it would have been a lot more forested in this region. But anyways, let's get to the account. The original article is titled, "Indians Tell of Encounters with Monsters. Sasquatch Unwelcome Visitors in Chehalis Country." Harrison Mills, March 16th, 1934. Since Frank Denn's recent encounter with the Sasquatch, hairy giants of the Chehalis forests, Native Americans have recalled many legends concerning their previous experiences with the strange monsters. One such person recounted how a few years ago he had heard a noise that sounded like the grunt of a pig. When he looked around, he saw a huge Sasquatch crouching on a boulder within 30 feet of him. The Indian's presence evidently annoyed the giant, who uttered a piercing yell and started in pursuit. The person managed to escape by canoe, leaving the Sasquatch shouting incoherent imprecations at him from the shore. That was not the end of the incident, however, for soon after the Native American had returned to his home, the giant appeared. Like a big wind. Sasquatch puts his shoulders to the side of the old house and shook it like a big wind, said the Native American. I can see him through the chink and the wall. He was 6 feet tall. His nose was broad and flat and his forehead very low. When I measured his tracks in the dust, the footprints were 22 inches long and very narrow. He had locked the house so he could not get in. By and by, he went away. Older generations of Native Americans say that the Sasquatch were often seen years ago. Native Americans say that the Sasquatch often entered a house when there was nobody around and helped themselves to whatever they fancied. On a Sunday, some years ago, when most of the people were in church, a Sasquatch entered the village and seeing that all was quiet and nobody about, went into one of the houses. But a Native American who did not go to church saw the giant come out carrying some bread and smoked salmon. He shot him in the arm, and the giant leaped into the air and then ran through the woods to safety. Old Charlie's Tale. Old Charlie tells of meeting a Sasquatch at a swimming pool near Yale when he was a young man. As Charlie and several other Indians emerged from the water where they were bathing, they saw a Sasquatch standing behind a boulder looking at them. Charlie went up to talk to him, but the giant slouched into the bush. 2 weeks later, Charlie and some other men ran into the giant at the same place. Charlie says that this giant did not seem as wild as some he has met later when he was hunting in the mountains several miles beyond Hatzik. Old Charlie tells the story. I was hunting in the mountains beyond Hatzik. I had my dog with me. I came out on a flat where there were several large cedar trees. The dog stood before one of the big trees and began to growl and bark. He was a clever dog. On looking up to see what was the trouble, I noticed a large hole in the tree 7 or 8 feet from the ground. The dog pawed and leaped up the trunk and looked at me to lift him up, which I did, and he went into the hole. And then I heard a cry inside. I said to myself, the dog is tearing into a bear, and I stood with my rifle ready. I called to Enoch the dog to drive him out, and out came something. I took for a bear in my excitement. I shot, and the thing fell to the ground. I was horrified to find that I had shot a naked boy. However, he was not badly hurt. A female Sasquatch. Then out of the bush stepped the strangest and the wildest creature I ever saw. I raised my rifle not to shoot, but to defend myself if necessary. The hairy creature, for that was what it was, walked fearlessly towards me. The wild creature was a woman. Her face was almost black, and her hair swept to her waist. She was a giant in height, at least 6 feet, and built in proportion. She looked savagely at me and then picked up the wounded boy and vanished. Native Americans are under the impression that the Sasquatch don't leave their mountain caverns except when food is scarce. They believe the giants hypnotize their prey. I hope you all enjoyed these clips and historical Native American accounts of Sasquatch. These were the days prior to censorship, when newspaper companies were not afraid to tell a story how it actually occurred. If these stories reminded you of an encounter that you may have had and would like to share, then please forward your stories to OntarioCryptids@gmail.com. I would be honored to share your story on this channel. It's time to thank the current OC members. If you want to learn more about the OC membership program, please go ahead and head to the Communities tab on my channel and learn more. The current members are Jim, Teresa, Elizabeth, and Joe. Thank you so very much for your support, and Happy New Year. Lastly, if you're looking for some new swag to wear, head on over to the OC store and start browsing. Thank you all for listening until the end. I truly appreciate it. Please hit the like button on your way out and smash the subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Have a great weekend and a Happy New Year to you all. See you all next week right here on Ontario Cryptids.